He's back, he's here, he's Mario. No, he's the new and improved Mario in Super Mario All-Stars. So much Mario, it's a Mario smorgasbord. It's all the wigged out Mario Brothers adventures you ever played and then some. But this is juiced up 16-bit only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mario. So it's bigger Mario, better Mario, in your face Mario. It's Raccoon Mario, Mario throwing fireballs, Mario hurling turnips, Mario negotiating an arms deal. Okay, maybe not. It's Mario like you've never seen him. What's 2 plus 2 Mario? What's the capital of Ohio? Mario. You're gonna live, breathe, eat, sleep Mario in Super Mario All-Stars. 4 complete Mario games, including the never-seen lost levels. You can't get more Mario than this, which is why the best play here.
Good evening, everybody. So it's the evening of March 10th as I'm recording this, and that happens to be Mario Day. And what better thing to do on Mario Day than to play some Super Mario? I've got Super Mario All-Stars open here, and you can probably tell if you have this version of the game, which is the 5-game version, the one with Super Mario World, the title screen is wrong. That's because there are some ROM hacks applied to this, but don't you worry. In case you think that I'm some sort of pirate and don't have the original game, I do in fact have the cartridge. But anyway, this version of the game, the reason I'm playing a hacked version is there aren't any cheats applied really, but there are some hacks that like correct some of the problems that existed in the original game, such as when you hit the blocks, you no longer are sucked up into the block. You appropriately bounce off, as would happen in the original game. Can I get back into the... No, I can't. I went too far. Usually I can get back into that. That's harder to do on the NES version, by the way. But anyway, apparently it was like a single bit, like somebody at Nintendo typed in a 1 instead of a 0, and it resulted in the jump momentum, the rebound momentum, like going in the wrong direction. And so a lot of people noticed, and a lot of people were very upset about that. They're like, this doesn't play like the original. And for years, people have been like very, very upset about this version of Super Mario Brothers. But with a single bit hacked, it restores the original gameplay. So I'll regale you with some stories of my youth about like when I originally played this game, which was in the year of our Lord 1989, which is kind of late for for me to be getting into Super Mario Brothers, because a lot of you were playing it like 2 or 3 years before that. And what had happened was I was an Atari kid, right? And we had the Atari 2600 for a very long time. It was a console that I had when I was very, very young, like in kindergarten, basically. And the games on it were okay, but I don't really have a lot of fondness or nostalgia for the Atari 2600, mainly because of that controller. The joystick that came with the 2600 was really, really stiff and rubbery and didn't lend well to great gameplay, so I kind of thought I was just a bad video game player at the time. You know, it was just a bad joystick. Also, the games that were on it, there wasn't a whole lot you could do with the Atari in terms of programming. Like, the thing was literally made to play Pong. So, anything more interesting than Pong required, like, a lot of clever programming. And it was, like, a real trick to even get, like, Space Invaders on that machine. And the games that I had on it that I actually liked were, like, Mega Mania, which is... I know it sounds like a Mega Man collection. Oh, I almost fell there. I know it sounds like a Mega Man collection, but it's not. It's actually like a Space Invaders clone. We had like Fishing Derby and Barnstorming, and my favorite was Turmoil, which is when it's the game where like your spaceship is in a vertical shaft, and there's all these alleys on either side of the shaft, and you have to shoot at all the enemies, all the aliens that are coming your way from each of these shafts. Yeah, that was a really cool game. I like that game. But then the Atari crashed around like 1983. The whole game market in North America crashed. Nobody really noticed because like we didn't really see it that way. We just thought, oh, well, I guess this... No, actually, nobody was even consciously thinking about it. It just seemed like the game market had plateaued, and that's just what it's going to be. It's going to be these really huge pixels and cruddy graphics from now until the end of eternity. But then Nintendo came along, and I think, I don't know when Nintendo actually got big, because I think it was around for about 2 or 3 years before like anyone really noticed. Like, it came out in 1985, and I don't think it really started to take off until like late 86, maybe even like mid 87, somewhere in there. And I was only peripherally aware of it. And my father decided that it was time to upgrade. So he got me the Atari 7800, which was okay. I mean, I liked it well enough. We had Food Fight, which Food Fight's a great game. I love Food Fight. Okay, oh, nope, get back up there. There we go. We had Miss Pac-Man, we had Pole Position 2. All fine games, but, like, not setting the world on fire. And a couple years went by, and then finally, I'm over at a friend's house, and they're like, let's play some Nintendo. And I'm blown away. I had no idea that Nintendo was actually that advanced. So I'm like, wow. And I went home and talked about it with my father, and we both kind of, like, he'd known too that, like, Atari 7800 is not going anywhere, and there's this Nintendo machine that is obviously the winner. So I was like, yeah, I think we fucked up. We got the wrong choice. And he's like, yeah, I think you're right. And so we got, God, that was like mid to late 89 when that happened. So yeah, 89, I think. Oh, and by the way, Master System was also out, but that was never really a serious consideration, because that console sucks. Although, who am I to judge? I had the Atari 7800. But, of course, the first game that I had for the Nintendo was the Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt cart, which, like, the vast majority of you listening to this also had that cartridge. That was, like, the thing back... Oh, Jesus Christ, getting hit. I hate this stage, by the way. A lot of you, the way you experienced Duck Hunt was through that cartridge. It was like, the way you think of Duck Hunt is like a mini game that comes with Super Mario Brothers. It's not really worth owning a lone cartridge of Duck Hunt. You gotta be careful how you say that. Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt. Because when you say it really fast, it sounds like something else. What else do we have? Oh, it got the original Legend of Zelda and Metroid. No! I should have known better than that. Than to make that jump. And turn around so I could mock him to his face. I think I had WWF WrestleMania, which was not a good pick. And I was also still suffering from Atari-itis, because for some reason I wanted arcade Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong Classics. When really, I could have, like, sacrificed those two and gotten like good games, you know, like Castlevania and Mega Man, or even Mega Man 2. Like I told the story of how Castlevania 2 was my first Castlevania game, which was the wrong selection. Oh, these jerks. I don't like them. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, so the Sega Master System, I remember the commercials for that. And they were putting over games like the Alf game, because they had the license for Alf. They're like, hey, Alf is back in cartridge form. And Alex Kidd in Miracle World, which was not a good... Oh, I didn't get to do the one-up trick. Well, it's not really necessary in this game, because this game is a snap. I will have to do that for Lost Levels, by the way. Alex Kidd in Miracle World, that's the one where the buttons are backwards. Like, somebody swapped the attack button for the jump button, and that's like a crime against the Geneva Convention. Oh, I should have sent that back careening into that block. You can do that indefinitely. Well, sometimes. Like, sometimes it doesn't work. Playing really gingerly here for some reason. Okay. Got another shot at this, I think. Oh, no! Oh, well. Nope. Okay. That should earn me 6 fireworks for playing awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fireworks. 13 lives. That's pretty good. I can beat the game on that. Probably beat the game on 2. On a lousy day. I mean, for the Master System, if you want to, like, promote it with a good game, they should have been promoting it with, like, Wonder Boy. And I don't mean, like, Wonder Boy 1, where it's, like, Hudson's Adventure Island. I mean, like, one of the later ones, like the Dragon's Trap. That game's awesome. That's actually a really good Master System game that never got its due in the day, although now it's been remade and you can buy an HD version on Steam with all new graphics, and it's actually really good. I've never finished it, though. I need to get back to it and finish it. Maybe I can do that on a stream sometime. And although I wasn't into RPGs at the time, like, Phantasy Star was on the Master System, which is also an excellent game. And if I remember correctly, I think it actually beat the first Final Fantasy to market. I don't know if it beat Dragon Quest, though. I think Dragon Quest was out in America by then. Or Dragon Warrior, as it was called at the time. I think there was some sort of trademark dispute with Wizards of the Coast. They couldn't use Dragon Quest back then. The Dungeons & Dragons people already used that. Let's see. You know, 1989 was not really a bad time to get into the NES, all things considered, because while it basically missed the big boom period, a lot of those later games were really good. Like, starting with, like, Mega Man 3, the Mega Man titles were becoming really refined. Even though they all look the same, like, the later Mega Mans are great. And they had such longevity on the NES, they were still pumping them out long after the Super Nintendo came out. Let's see if I can do the trick shot here. No, oh. There we go. Probably would have reset if I couldn't have done that one. I missed the one-up trick. Only get one firework for that. Some of you are probably like, how is he doing that? How does he know how many fireworks there are? Well, it's a secret that you would know about if you had a Nintendo Power subscription, which I did. And that was a great magazine, by the way, even though it was like blatant Nintendo propaganda. It was basically like a sales flyer that you paid for. But really, it was well written. It was a really good magazine. And my favorite feature in that magazine was the NES Journal, which was like a very technical sort of like article every month that was just like random stuff. Like sometimes they would like break down how the NES works and explain how the difference. They would explain the difference between the computer processing unit and the picture processing unit, and explain how everything works and how tiles are built. It was really unheard of to see stuff like that in like an early game magazine, especially one made for kids. It was really fascinating. And then they had like the celebrity corner, which like who cares? And like Fred Savage's favorite video game. Like I don't care. But they had they kind of had two tips and tricks sections. They had like the counselor corner, which was like people would write in like complaining about how they can't get through certain sections of the games, and the counselors would be like, hey, check this out, this cool thing you can do. And then they had like the secret section, which was just like unsolicited, you know, here's the 30 live code for Contra. Here's how you can play as Samus without her power suit, stuff like that. But anyway, I was saying how like late era Nintendo was actually a good time to get into Nintendo, because all of the developers figured out how to work with the system, so they knew all the tricks by 1989, 1990. So you had games like Shatterhand and what was that other one? Power Blade. This is a maze cast, by the way. Or some of those other ones. Basically, by the early 90s, the NES had become the playground for the developer known as Natsume. Like, everyone else had moved on to Super Nintendo, but Natsume was like, we are the kings of the NES now. And you had all these like great experimental platforming games. Trying to think of some of the other ones. What was the one where you play as a mech and you can reverse gravity, and like I always forget the name of that one. No, I missed that one. Oh, got another chance. Oh, boo. Wait, I don't think I want the star. Oh, maybe I should have taken it. Well, I got another. I can get my my life back. I missed it again. Oh no! Well, I got a third shot at it. Okay, that time it didn't work. You can usually do that indefinitely. I think Mario has to like stay in place. Like he's not allowed to move, and that's how you do it. Oh, the bullet bills. Sounds like a football team. Oh, I didn't get the one up because I killed one of them. That sucks. One firework. It's a secret to everybody. Oh no. Very funny game. That's how you do that. Oh, man. I can't believe I got that. Do you see how weird that stomp was? There's a mechanic in this game where, like, as long as Mario's on a downward trajectory, it counts as a hit. Like, even if it looks like he's gonna get hit in the face, as long as you're moving downward, it counts as a stomp. That's kind of cool. Nope, die. There we go. Oh no! Why did I do that? No fireworks. Not this time. 13 lives. So some of the stages repeat in this game. Like, this is just a repeat of World 1-3. But with bullet bills. I think there's like 3 or 4 stages that repeat. Where they just... It's the same layout, but they just add enemies and obstacles. Because the ROM of this game is actually really, really tiny. Oh, no! Yeah, I knew that was a lame jump, and I went for it anyway. Gotta keep the life counter at 13, though. Damn it! Okay, I have like a twitchy way of playing where, like, I'll just instinctively jam the jump button, and sometimes I don't always think about what I'm doing when I do that. In most cases, it does get me out of a jam, because, like, just like twitching and reacting like that, I will rescue myself from death more often than not. But, like, you'll see me, like, just randomly careen off of a ledge, or like jump into an obstacle. That's basically what's going on. Oh no! Giant fire bar. Oh no! Oh no! Shit! Boy, that was worth it. Most often I will like randomly jump just to kill momentum because it's better than like watching Mario skid off of a ledge. So I'll like run right up to a ledge and then like hop really quick and land. I was expecting a power-up. There we go. Yeah, I almost always have the run button held down, even when it may not be to my advantage to do so. All right. Okay, where are you? I know you're gonna... There you are. Hey, there we go. I don't like you. Okay. 6 fireworks. What am I doing on time? Oh, not too bad. At my pace, I generally finish the game within somewhere between like 40 minutes to an hour. Usually well under an hour. There are people who can finish this game much faster than I can, obviously, who don't accidentally fall into pits. But I'm not a speedrunner. Oh no, can I get up there? Did I screw up? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Yeah. What's another good late era NES game? Like games like Vice Project Doom, which was like a it's like a spy adventure game. Had car driving levels. He had side-scrolling levels. Really ahead of its time. Of course, you get really late into the NES, then you have games like Little Nemo and Little Samson and Panic Restaurant, which are all really good, but they're like impossible to find. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hesitated and like just didn't step off of that platform when I should have. Okay, hook jump. Actually, Kirby's Dream Land was one of the very latest NES games, and that one's a classic. I don't know how rare that cartridge is. A lot of the late era games are kind of rare, but like you don't really hear about that for Kirby. That might have gotten a decent print run. I know someone who worked at a Goodwill, and I was talking to them one time, and they were like, "Have you ever heard of Little Samson?" And I just kind of went, "Oh, you had one in the store, didn't you? Like, how? Like, is it worth something?" I'm like, yeah." D. I could have probably sprinted through this. Yeah. Yeah, my runs are never optimized. Yeah, I figured it was hammer time. Yeah, the way they explain the repetitive boss fights in this game is that for the first 7 worlds, it's a fake Bowser played by one of his minions. That's why when I killed that guy, he turned into a squid. Oh, there's no way to get that. Oh, you son of a... Can I get through here? I could have. I probably should have just kept going instead of trying to fight the Hammer Brothers. There's that twitchiness where, like, I reacted and hit the jump button when I should have stayed on the ground. No! God. I knew I was screwing up when I did that. It's amazing in video games when you make mistakes like that. It's almost like Matrix vision. You can see it in slow motion. And you're like, oh no, I can see the domino effect here. Oh, come on. Here we go. Don't you land in front of it. Okay, good. You know what? I think I got like a double jump off of that. I think if you collect a power-up in the air and then hit the jump button, Mario will get a second jump. It looked like that actually happened. When you watch the replay, or you are watching the replay, rewind that and watch that again. See if I got that. Yeah, I'm just not going to bother with you. I know there aren't any power-ups in that section anyway. The World 7 is kind of stingy with power-ups. Oh, got a second chance at this. Oh, I knew I wasn't going to get it. Oh, well. Don't worry, you will see me do that in the Lost levels, because you basically have to. Where in one trick you can go from 3 lives to 100 lives. And I guess that was an intentional thing that they put in the game, where like they allowed players to stock up lives like that. But for some reason they didn't think to put a cap on how many lives you can get, and the adverse effect of that is that if you collect too many lives, you encounter something known as an overflow error, which causes the life counter to cycle back around to 0. Except in Super Mario Bros. Case, it actually cycles around to a sub-zero number. And in order to get back into positive numbers, you have to accumulate another 128 lives. And what that means is that if at any point, if you get over 128 lives on the life counter and then you lose a life, it's an automatic game over. It's amazing that they didn't think to check that. This version of the game has a life cap, so that will not happen. Okay. This is also a repeat stage. It's the same bridge that we were on before, except now we have these turtles in our way. Okay, grab the power-up, and I will We'll probably get immediately hit anyway and lose it. Is that just... Ooh! Yeah, they like to get you from underneath, which is extra annoying. I can't believe I got through that. Okay, let's try to get the other... Oh, I missed it. Oh, which way do I go? This is another one of the mazes. Let's go over. No, I did that wrong. I'm supposed to go under, not over. So under, through and over, over, under, and through. See, that's this section. For that Grover reference I just made. Oh. Well, so much for that. Okay, now, World 8, I've played pretty regularly due to the warp zones in this game. I've actually played it more often than most of the prior levels. So I know this world, but like, I know it like the back of my hand. What up? Okay, good. Just let him, yeah, do that. Oh no! I was gonna do the one-up trick. I take this as a shortcut, but like I notice most speedrunners don't. In fact, I don't think any of them take that. I think it doesn't actually save any time, but in my mind it does. Yeah, just walk off a ledge. The difference between the green Koopas and the red Koopas is that the red Koopas walk back and forth in a pattern and will turn around at the ledge. The green ones will just walk right off the ledge. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh well. Took that rather gingerly. Normally I just speed right across that jump, but a little rusty, so I took it kind of slow. Get rid of him. I gotta be careful with this one-up mushroom because you can actually outrun it, and then it'll despawn, and then you won't get the extra life. Okay. Not gonna bother. I think there's a... Yep, there he is. Just let him spawn and then I can take care of him at my leisure. Oh, if you stand next to the turret here, that the bullets will never come out. Basically, exactly how the piranha plants behave. Oh no! Well, I can just take care of you that way. I wanted to hold on to that. Would have made this stage a little easier if I had. Okay. Shit. No, you know what? I want the firepower. So I'll take a death. I can afford it. Jeez. Almost took a bullet to the face. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, jerks. Gotta somehow get around this pattern. You mother... Usually don't have this much trouble with them. I usually just kind of breeze through this stage without dealing with this garbage. Just getting bad patterns. So I want that fire flower. Yes, here we go. Okay, just stay next to him. You mother... Don't panic. Get up there. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, I'll take one more death. Come on. Oh, the turtle went off the screen and never came back. One more death. This is very unusual that I have this much trouble on this stage. There we go. Now we can just light them up. This block right here, it blends into the background of the NES game, but not on the Super Nintendo one. And because of that, I didn't know it was there until, like, way later. Although it's weird, you can see the top of the block, so I just thought there was, like, a weird glitch in the game. There was, like, it just looked like a line in the middle of a wall. Okay, let's try to get to Bowser with the firepower. So I can get the, well, not that there are multiple endings of this game, because there aren't. But it's cool to defeat Bowser with the firepower. Because that just affirms that you beat the real one. Okay, gotta be careful here, because it's really easy to get hit by these fish assholes. Good, got through that. Okay, gotta get through here. Okay, the way to deal with these squids is that you just kind of tap in the direction you want them to go, and they'll go. They'll obey your commands. Why am I having trouble with the timing there? Okay, get out of my way, buddy. Just tap to the left. Tap to the left. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Go left. He should go right up. He's sticking with me. Damn it! That's the problem when you try to play carefully, you tend to make yourself more prone to getting hit. It's kind of a weird paradox of Super Mario Brothers, where like, if you play recklessly, you'll probably do a lot better. But if you try to be super careful, that's when you get smacked with a fish or something, or a fireball. That's why nobody can hang on to the hammer power up in Super Mario Brothers 3 for more than like 5 seconds, because you're like, I am all powerful, but you'll be like really careful and try to avoid enemies, and like you will inevitably just get smacked upside the head with something. Okay, well, let's try this again. Tap to the left, swim right through. There, I didn't have a problem that time. Oh. There we go. Excellent pattern on that guy. Remember the final match with Bowser was like heart palpitating back in the day. Because I had so few lives by the end of the game, and I'm just trying to be so careful, and now I just realize how slow he is. And all you have to do is just stand there and wait. Just stand under his hammers until he gives you like a clear shot over, and then you can just knock him off the bridge. Alright, thank you, Mario. The kingdom is saved. Now try a more difficult quest. Should we do the Star Worlds? Sure, let's do that. Although this time we'll take we will take the... Yeah, why did I do that? We'll take the warp zones. And maybe we can do some of the tricks that I meant to do the first time. Okay, now we can go down here. Yeah, that's not as easy to do in the NES game. I think it is far easier to do that in the Super Nintendo version. Go back to that pipe, that is. 6 fireworks. Notice the enemies are moving much faster now. This used to be a thing in like old Nintendo games, is that you beat the game and then it gives you a second loop where like everything's just a little bit harder. Notice the girders are shorter than they were last time. Welcome to Warp Zone. Believe. Yeah. Nah, there's a power-up right there, but it's kind of risky to get under there, because there's always a chance that that spiny guy would show back up again. Yeah, you go away. Alright. No, no. Time this correctly. Nah, I missed it again. I got the 1 firework, and I got the 6 fireworks, but I never got the 3. Playing really carefully. Okay, let's make some headroom here, because all of the Goombas have been replaced by Buzzy Beetles. One up. Okay. Down we go. There's a 1 up here. Should I try for it? Sure. Down we go. Weren't we just here? Like 3 minutes ago? Okay. Oh, I missed it. Oh well. Was really careful again. I don't like these stairs like this. How many lives do I have now? 9. Okay. Take care of you. You jerk. What are you trying to do? Kill me? Don't answer that. want to get ahead of the mushroom. Remember, it despawns if you're, like, too hasty. Okay, don't want to be on the ground for too long. So I don't want to get hit with the bullet bills. Okay, now I think I'm suitably warmed up. Nice and ready for the lost levels. Again, just not even going to bother with this stage. Okay, can I get World 8-3 without losing this power-up? I think I can. Okay, come on, Koopa. There we go. There we go. 3 fireworks. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3. Okay, now. Oh. A little sassy there. Okay, now what I can do is just take these guys from a distance. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. No reason to grab that other than points. Hey, you're getting kind of close there, buddy. Oh, you think you're smart, don't you? Okay. Three fireworks. Okay. Let's try that again. Man. Getting careless. Oh well. Oh. Come on. There we go. So long, Bowser. And that's the end. Thank you, Mario, for restoring peace to our kingdom. Hurrah for our hero, Mario. Actually, we got an even bitchier quest for you now. But that'll have to wait until after I take a little break. I'll come back and I'll play the lost levels. So Don't you go nowhere. I'll be right back.